Welcome back to Who's Up, where we get into finances, sports, personal health, and we tackle some current events. Today we have Justin, Dr. J, and Danny Ocean, and myself, TJ. So let's get into some sports. So Danny Ocean, how are these playoffs going?
So right now, last night, the Milwaukee Bucks went up 2-1 on the Atlanta Hawks, and over in the West, the Phoenix Suns are about to complete the gentleman's sweep and send the other team from Los Angeles home along with the other team from Los Angeles. So LA is just going to be a big house party after tonight,
Yeah, all
hopefully.
right. Well, let's clear something up. It's only one team in Los Angeles. That's the Lakers.
And they still playing.
The Clippers, they pay rent to be in our building, so they need to go somewhere else. They can go
They're
to
about
another
to
state.
find a new home.
Aren't they about to go to like your guys' practice facility or something? Like Steve Ballmer is building up some sort of arena for the Clippers. It's probably be state art better than Staples.
It
Somewhere
was
they can go lose.
the old Laker Stadium.
Yeah. They're just gonna take y'all old stuff and make it new.
It's fine. Get up out our house.
They're
The
gonna
Clippers are here to see who come into town. That's what they here
they're
for.
gonna shiplap the old crib,
It's
turn it into
okay.
something new.
They can do whatever they want. They ain't taking none of the banners with them. So I guess
Exactly.
they let me say hang up some T-shirts or something.
So does anyone see the Clippers coming back in any shape, form, or fashion, or can we just write the Phoenix Suns in the finals?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Phoenix Suns in the finals.
Phoenix Suns. At least as a Lakers fans, we can say we got beat by the Western Conference champions.
So this is interesting. Do you think the Suns, not to discredit the Suns because Devin Booker is an absolute monster, like, do you think the Suns got lucky because LeBron got injured? Who they play in the second round? Denver. They played Denver. They played Denver in the second round
without Jamal Murray.
And now Kawhi Leonard's knee is shredded, allegedly, and now they're on their way to the finals. And they're probably going to play a team. Well, I think the Bucks don't have any injuries on their end.
No, they don't. I think
They'll
honestly, I
lose
think
to the Bucks.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think when it comes to playoffs in general, it's just kind of who can stay healthy the longest. A lot of times it's truly not about talent, because if you actually put all the talent together, I'd say the Clippers actually probably have one of the deepest rosters in the NBA. Even with Kawhi out, like, they still, holding their own. But I think last year, the Lakers, we got kind of lucky because Dame got hurt. Then when we played Miami in the finals again, we would have beat them with Dragic, but he was hurt. So a lot of times I feel like it's almost, I don't want to say rare, but it's a little harder to come by where you got two teams 100% healthy going into the finals. Matter of fact, even going into the playoffs. Like, I feel like that's just more of a rarity these days.
You know what team was healthy and got stomped? The Utah Jazz.
And they was missing their boy Mike Conley, right?
The Utah Jazz.
Into the last game. He came back for that last game.
The Utah Jazz.
They some scrubs anyway, though. I want to see them.
Yeah.
But can we say maybe the NBA season is too long since we have so many injuries in the back end?
I would say that. I think LeBron was on to something when he said that the season started too soon, right? Because the Final Four from the bubble last year was Denver, LA, Miami. Who was in the Western Conference Finals last year? It was the Lakers versus, was it Denver? Pretty sure it was
Denver.
Yeah, like all four of those teams suffered some sort of substantial injury throughout the season. So I think there's something to that. Now, should we condense the regular season from 80 games to maybe 60 games? I could be for that, but know that if we do that, the price of doing business goes up. Game tickets are going to go up. Price of merch is going to go up. NBA League Pass is going to go up because it's fewer games. But if it's for a better product, I mean, you could talk me into it, absolutely. Because LeBron needs to be in the playoffs. Like the playoffs without LeBron, people are going to put an asterisk beside it. I'm not, because you can only beat who's in front of you. But the NBA needs LeBron in the playoffs, healthy LeBron and healthy Anthony Davis.
Yeah, I don't.
I think Dwayne Wade said it a couple years ago. If you just take out all the back-to-back games, you still end up with like 70-some games.
Yeah.
But if you just start there, maybe that'd be a lot better because those back-to-backs really weigh a lot differently than actually getting a day off or two in between.
Yeah,
And you go ahead, Justin. My bad.
I was just gonna say, like, I agree with TJ because again, you almost like you ain't getting the best product on the court if LeBron 75% because he gave it 125 last night. So it's like what do you want? Do you want 100% of LeBron for 60 or 72 games, as TJ said, or do you want LeBron to sit out 6, say he hurt his ankle for 7, and then you know what I mean? Like, so it's like if you don't give it to them, they're gonna take them, and especially since you're not finding players for doing that. Whatever the thing Kawhi be doing.
Load management, baby.
The load management. And so if you're not finding players for that, so they're gonna take their games.
Well, there's kind of a gray area there. Like you just can't sit someone and call it load management. There has to be a reason, or the NBA can punish you.
My back hurt.
Yeah. Oh, my ankle. Like some
got a hamstring.
Yeah,
street clothes. The all street clothes team.
The all street clothes.
Anthony Davis and them.
But
it also
proposal.
Go ahead.
What if instead of trimming off games, we trimmed off some organizations?
No.
So like have less teams?
Yeah, less teams, and then we have more concentrated talent.
No,
but I think I think
take the whole draft lottery. Like we can get rid of a lot of teams,
didn't they? Then the NBA try to address that with the play-in. So then teams actually, because Memphis went in there and tried to scare some people. Say what you want about it, but they went in there and they tried to make them people earn they keep. So
yeah, play-in was genius. That's sticking. I don't care what the player, because some players don't like it, but I don't care what they like. That was great TV.
I mean, but they were trying those teams. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about that's what 12. That's what 10 through. That's the top 10 that's in the play-in team, right? Right. I'm talking about the bottom feeders, like 14th place, 15th place, the Kings, the Pelicans,
Chicago.
Right. You know, maybe not that team because that's in Chicago, but it's some people that can go. And or we can move. At least give me the Sonics back.
Oh yeah, we need what's his face. The New Orleans just needs to pack it up and move to Seattle because New Orleans does not love the Pelicans. New Orleans does not. Or I mean, you can even do Oklahoma City, even though that'd be the inverse because Seattle moved from Seattle to Oklahoma City. Hell, you could take the Utah Jazz and put them in Seattle. Utah doesn't.
The Jazz back in New Orleans where they came from. New Orleans Jazz, I can digest. At least that match. You know?
Yeah. And they be having whiteouts. That may be the most racist thing in all of basketball. The Utah Jazz having whiteouts like, dog, can you read the room?
And then throwing stuff
be coming from the rally to the game.
Hey man, they did let Dwayne Wade buy into the Utah Jazz though, to help change that.
Yeah, that was just for looks. That was like, man, we got too many people saying we racist. Let this black man come over here. Did you see? There's a picture of Gabrielle Union at one of the games, and she's just looking at that man like, oh, you got me in Utah. Would you go to Utah? Would you go to a Jazz game?
It all depends on why I was in Utah, man, because Utah actually has some fun stuff. I'm not necessarily know how the culture is in Utah, but I know if you want to go like snowboarding, skiing, Utah got some great resorts. If you want to do some big game hunting, Utah got some nice big game hunting. Like there's stuff to do.
What they hunting?
Yeah, what they hunting? You big game hunting. You are the big game hunting.
Yeah.
They not hunting moose. They hunt you.
That could be it, you know. But I'm just saying there's stuff to do out there. Like it's
like what?
They have the mountains and they have the plains. It's like,
dog, you got mountains in Virginia. I don't need to go to Utah looking at no mountains.
I mean, but the difference, like the Rocky Mountains, those mountains are different, man.
Hey, I see the Rocky Mountains on the side of a Coors Light can. I don't need to go to Utah. ain't nothing in Utah for none of us. I can bank that.
No, you're right. I mean, me personally, I'm not going, but I'm just saying that I can't write Utah completely off.
Yeah.
I can't. Utah. Ain't nothing there for me.
Just
You
give me
won't
some
catch
salt
me in
and lake,
Utah.
put my seasoning, and that's it.
I mean, if it's
Hey,
offense,
if
I'd
you-
rather not go like Montana or South Dakota.
or North. Yeah, I mean
You know
they
what I'm
all in the same. For me, they all in the same group, dog. If you under 6'3" in Utah, you about to get strung up because they know you don't play for the Jazz.
Oh man,
You wouldn't
What about
catch me in
BYU?
Utah.
That's a
Nope, I
ain't it?
ain't going to BYU. No
come on,
sir.
Zach Wilson.
No
We gotta go to-
sir. You can't even look at the women at Utah. They put you in the hole. No sir. I mean BYU. No sir. I ain't going on BYU. No sir. So one more thing. So in the East, do you guys see the Hawks coming in winning anything at all? Like, do you guys see the Hawks as has Cinderella turned into a pumpkin? Like, is
I
it
mean,
midnight?
I think it all depends on Trae Young. I mean, the health of Trae Young, because they almost won that game the other night, but then Trae Young had an ankle?
Yeah, he
Mhm.
twisted his ankle in the third.
Stepped on the ref, twisted.
So let's take this a step further. So it looks like it's going to be Bucks and Suns. Who do you guys have winning the championship?
Suns all the way.
Yes, sir. That's
I
one
say-
right answer.
I say honest, I want the Suns to win, but I just think the Bucks are too big. I think what they average height in the starting line of what, like 6'5", 6'6",
Something like that.
and so I just think they may be too big to really be kind of slowed down. But again, I feel like Bucks are also one of those teams that plays down to the competition. So like you don't know which Bucks team you get and how you lose to Atlanta, and then the next game blow them out by 30, 40 points. Like it was just like it was two different teams. But I hope the Suns win, but I probably put my money on the Bucks.
I mean, but did they really blow him out like that, or did Trae Young just have?
Oh, yeah.
that game?
Oh no,
The
game
second
2 they
game
blew
they
them out.
did.
That game, that game was over at half. I turned that game over at halftime.
Yeah, they was
Dog,
up by
they
like
had the
35.
reserves in like at the end of the third. Yeah, that game was
Oh, wow.
over. They should have transitioned to an episode of Bones. Like that game was done. And there was nobody
We'll take
watching
the
that
Bucks,
outside of
man.
Milwaukee. The Bucks. See, here's my thing about the Bucks. So like this Giannis go gadget, throw my shoulder in your chest offense not gonna work forever, dog. Like he has nothing in his bag, but I'm gonna throw my shoulder in your chest and hope I don't get called for a charge. That's
all
not
right,
gonna work
that'll
against
work.
DeAndre Ayton.
It's gonna work. It collapsed the defense. And then I get to kick it out to Middleton. I can kick it to Lopez.
Or I
Ayton
can just
gonna get a
stand
foul or
back
two.
and I'm gonna stand back and let Giannis dribble for 14 seconds and then see what he does. I'm gonna pack the paint.
And then
I'm surprised no one has done that yet because he has nothing in his bag. Nothing.
They try to pack the paint in the net series. I mean,
I mean, if they
Well,
got
like I
the
said, I
size for
mean-
that. The Suns you got Campaign, you got Johnson, you got DeAndre Ayton. Well, Campaign's not that big, but I feel like you can do something to slow Giannis down.
But I think the
get
thing
in foul
about it,
trouble.
Giannis be getting most of his
What I
buckets.
tell you about foul trouble?
All right.
Say what,
this,
Joe?
this Greek freak now, he coming in there. Somebody getting the foul. Either he gonna get a charge or you going to the line. Something gonna happen.
I was just saying he get most of his buckets on transition. If you didn't see all the memes when he was Giannis about to get in his bag, he dribble, and just throw something up over 4-5 people. But I think that's the thing is he just gets you off like before your defense gets set up. He Euro stepping from half court and like he hit you with them go gadget arms. There ain't really much you could do after that. So
just put a body on him, starting it as soon as you cross half court. Do the
I'd say hack a Giannis. It worked on Ben Simmons. I'd hack that boy. But then Giannis has no fear. Ben Simmons was afraid. Giannis has no fear. He'll airball 2 free throws. He don't care. But that's
And he'll
fine.
make two. Giannis makes some every now and then. He been tightening up.
I think the stat last night was he's made like 19 out of 27 free throws. And I was like, are we celebrating that?
that ain't bad.
It's improvement. We take improvement,
Hold on,
right?
let me
That's
do
what,
the
60-some
math.
percent.
That's 70% for
Yeah.
a 2-time MVP. We celebrating that?
He winning.
Hey, we got to start somewhere.
Devin
Ben Wallace didn't ever get
Don't-
better.
don't
He
you
in the
worry,
Hall of
Ben.
Fame.
Say what?
Ben Wallace never got better, and he in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here coming the Ben Wallace slander.
Ben Simmons can't
sir.
score. Yeah, we talk about him, but
Ben Wallace went there to score.
I agree with
So you
that.
don't think Ben Wallace deserves being in the Hall of Fame?
No,
No.
he was not.
I never really thought about until Dr. J like was texting like his stats and how he doesn't deserve it. He's just a glorified role player.
Yeah.
Thank you. The whole team was. The whole team. Glorified role player. Chauncey Billups the main one. And I hope Portland lose every game they play next year.
And what Chauncey do to you?
Exists.
Oh, he beat the Lakers. That's
Yeah,
right. He beat the
swept
Lakers.
them.
Man, let me tell you, man, he was a whole NBA journeyman, man. Just pass around, trade bait, just slut him out for some cap space. And then we got nobody that can get this MVP because they got zero offense. They just filed to a championship. Oh, let's get into Chauncey because we don't like Rasheed Wallace. The team jumped Rasheed got there. They finally had some floor spacing, but he want to get a technical foul every 10 minutes, so they can't give him no love. So, and you know, Wallace, all he got is a big fro, and he can't score. Tayshaun Prince ain't playing with defense to get a bronze medal in the Olympics, embarrassing the whole country. Anybody left but Billups and Glassface, and Glassface can't see.
Rip Hamilton, Glassface.
Man, I hate that team, man. That whole team is an embarrassment in basketball for real, man. Y'all gonna foul to a championship. My blood pressure up. Let me calm down, man. Let me drink some
Is
water.
it because they beat the Lakers or because you don't like that team?
They was on TV, bro. They weren't even about the Lakers. They played the Spurs a couple times. It just was bad basketball. Like, you got a whole offensive liability, just like Ben Simmons. Like I said, Glassface shooting bunch of twos. You can't step back 5 steps and give me a three.
That was the old NBA back in the day. They valued the mid range.
Oh, for sure.
That ain't even mid range, bro. That's like long twos, but I can't shoot threes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just
But did it
bad
go in,
offense.
But did it go in?
Yeah, he was money boy.
Barely. What y'all 75 points a night? Come on, man. That was some terrible basketball being played. Like, Duncan was boring, Ben Wallace was boring. It was bad. Like, I'm so glad Pau Gasol came to the Los Angeles Lakers and saved the day.
Whoa. What we not gonna do is slander Tim Duncan. That will never fly.
I mean, Tim played good, but they played boring.
Best power forward in the game ever.
I'd rather have Dirk Nowitzki or Kevin Garnett, not to get on a tangent, but that's different.
See, now, first of all, Kevin Garnett should never be mentioned in the same breath as Dirk Nowitzki ever. Like, Kevin Garnett, y'all just like him because he loud and he be hollering. Like, Kevin Garnett, that's Kevin. Dirk would give him the business.
Hey,
It's Tim Duncan, it's Dirk, it's Charles Barkley, and then it's Kevin Garnett. Like, we need to stop this glorification because he took that sorry Timberwolves team to the finals. Who cares, dog? I don't care about that.
Hey, that's who should have been playing against the Pistons instead of the Lakers. It was supposed to be.
Why? So him and Ben Wallace can just holler at each other for 48 minutes? I don't want to watch that. Two dudes just screaming at each other. I don't want to watch that.
KG or Bucket.
Y'all just like him because he was loud. He was beating his chest.
Man, he's straight out of high school.
Yo, you played in Minnesota.
Straight out of high school.
I ain't like once he went to the Celtics,
man,
though. That's when I had to wipe my hands.
Out in these streets chilling for Kevin Garnett and Wally Zerbiak. Who does that?
Not Wally. I ain't heard about him in a minute.
They both were all better than Paul Pierce, though. So
Oh,
that's all I gotta say.
this rabbit hole is getting deeper and deeper. What's your beef with Paul Pierce?
That man was trash, man.
Overrated.
Trash.
Exactly.
Okay.
Overrated.
Is that
trash.
because he was one of Kobe's rivals, or do you really believe that?
No, because he thought he was on the same level as Kobe.
As Draymond.
I mean, but he's supposed to though, right? Yo, Draymond.
No, you gotta have you gotta know your place. You gotta have your respect somewhere. It's like, you're not as good as this man.
Paul Pierce struggled to be the 8 seed way too many seasons, bro. Way too many seasons.
Hey, that's my theory on Dwayne Wade. Since we here,
hey,
like, without a generational player by his side, Dwayne Wade floated towards the bottom of the Eastern Conference. We talk like he's one of the best shooting guards ever. He definitely is not.
Thank you. He a crash dummy.
Oh, I ain't going there.
Dwayne Wade's a great number 2.
When he did not have Shaq or LeBron, I think one year they had like the 4th or 5th seed, but for a long time he floated at the bottom of a really weak Eastern Conference, and people out here talking about like he's the second coming. Like, oh,
Crash
take Reggie Miller for real. If we talking,
give me Reggie or Clay any day.
Oh yeah.
Give me a Clay. You guys think the Warriors are gonna be any good next year? I think I read some day that they're planning on trading the number 7 pick and Wiseman for someone like Siakam.
Yeah.
What?
I saw
not
that.
like a big time player, but they have their eyes on Siakam in Toronto.
I don't know why they'll do that. I think they need more of a center. You know what I'm
They
saying?
actually need rim protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Or they gonna have
gonna
Draymond as
get-
a rim protector?
Yeah, they're gonna have Draymond and Draymond Light. They said, we're gonna give us all these long brothers.
Because like if you play Siakam, what you gonna do with Wiggins? You know what I'm saying? They play.
Wiggins is part of the trade. Don't
Okay.
you worry about that. If Wiggins, we talk about Chauncey Billups being passed around. Andrew Wiggins about to be added to another list.
But I think this is a good fit for Andrew Wiggins where he's at right now, especially if Clay comes back.
Dog, you
'Cause
think
he can
Steve
take-
Kerr cares about that?
Hmm?
You think Steve Kerr cares about that? Steve Kerr said, I can find a small forward that can shoot 30% from three anywhere.
But I think it's more so about taking that defensive pressure off of Steph Curry, having to guard a decent guard. And so I think that'd be one of the main reasons why they would keep him. It's either they keeping him or Oubre. It probably won't be both, but they don't want Steph Curry wasting his energy trying to chase Zach LaVine, Chris Paul, Devin Booker. They don't want him chasing.
Yeah,
they don't want him doing that.
They don't
But
want
no,
Steph
because
guarding Devin Booker.
Clay gonna be on the best guard. So I mean,
Clay, we gotta take Clay off that
They
defensive.
refurbished.
Yeah, he had to take him off that pedestal, man. He done blew his Achilles in towards ACL. Yeah. You gonna have to hide Clay and Steph.
oh yeah, that would definitely.
They can hide in Los Angeles because LeBron getting a tampering charge. He getting one.
I'm so glad he's not on the Olympic team this year.
He getting a tampering charge, bro.
I'm so glad he's not on the Olympic squad this year.
He can pay it.
He ain't got no way to recruit. But don't you know who in the Olympics though?
Bradley
Luka.
Beal.
Bradley Beal gonna be a
Durant.
Maverick, dog.
I heard the plot is he wanted to go to Boston.
Why all these black dudes want to play in Boston, dog? I need to talk to somebody. Kimba want to play in Boston. Who all these black people want to play in Boston? I know they just hired a black coach. You know what that is? He want to go hang out with Nia Long because the new coach of the Celtics is married to Nia Long. You watch, and I tell you right now, Tristan Thompson, who is a
Watch it.
Celtic, knows that man is married to Nia Long. He about to play for nothing. He gonna play for free. If he can look courtside and see Nia Long, he the king of dirty Mac. And hey, bro, keep Tristan as far away from
And that
your
man gonna
life
be
as
lean.
possible.
He gonna be sitting on the base like this. Excuse me, hey.
Hey, ask Chloe. Look, ain't no, he been cheating on Chloe 5
I
years.
heard they split up though.
Man, she running back. Don't listen to that.
They going
She
back and
she love
forth.
that man. Be careful. Whatever Boston, I'm gonna miss something. Be careful, because Tristan is on the prowl. He know your wife.
All right. Well, on that note, that sounds good.
He said,
Go check out some of my older stuff on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at Who's Up _podcast. If you have any questions for us, any ideas, any topics, please email us at 1-800-WHO'S UP@gmail.com.
How's your wife in Boston? Tristan here.